On March 26, 2026, a routine misconfiguration in Anthropic's content management system triggered the most dangerous intelligence leak in the history of Silicon Valley. Almost 3,000 internal unredacted documents spilled onto the public web. They revealed a model so powerful and so fundamentally terrifying that Anthropic was allegedly too scared to release it. It is known internally as Claude Mythos. When the data hit the timeline, the markets panicked. Within 24 hours, major cybersecurity stocks collapsed. Why? Because the documents revealed a brand new model hierarchy. Above the Haiku, Sonnet, and Opus tiers sits the Capybara Tier. Claude Mythos isn't just a general-purpose chatbot, it is an apex predator for code and cybersecurity. Anthropic was so spooked by its capabilities that they drafted a 244-page system card and committed $100 million just to defend open-source security from their own creation. But while the world panics about the future, elite builders are preparing for it. This is exactly why the top 1% of AI entrepreneurs are inside the AI money forge. When models like Mythos inevitably hit the market, you cannot be figuring out the basics. You need established infrastructure. My private community of over 400 founders isn't waiting around. We are actively building the automation pipelines of tomorrow. I just pushed a massive update live to the Forge Classroom. When you join, you get immediate access to my premium AI agent systems vault, the SEO automation vault, and the exact step-by-step blueprints my team uses to deploy autonomous agents. You get the literal standard operating procedures. Look at this architecture. I give you the exact action steps, the framework setups, and the copy and paste prompt templates to assign agent roles, build workflow loops, and completely automate your business. You are copying battle-tested systems that generate real revenue today. And to execute those blueprints, you get VIP access to the Forge arsenal. I have spent thousands of hours curating an index of over 1,100 AI tools, MCPs, and frameworks. You don't guess what tech stack to use, you just open the arsenal and deploy the verified tools. And if you're a founder who wants my dev team to build these systems for you, we have Forge Studio. But if you want the blueprints and the arsenal to build it yourself, hit the link in the description. Now let's look at exactly what Claude Mythos did to the cybersecurity world. The leak metrics are incomprehensible. In isolated testing, Claude Mythos identified over 10,000 zero-day vulnerabilities. It achieved a 72.4% exploit success rate. It found a critical OpenBSD TCP SAC vulnerability that had been hidden in the codebase for 27 years. It found a FreeBSD remote code execution bug that had been undetected for 17 years. These are the crown jewels of internet infrastructure. And it didn't just find them. With zero human involvement, in under 5 hours of compute time, Mythos read the entire NFS server codebase, identified the bug, built a 20-gadget ROP chain, and achieved unauthenticated root access. The cost of zero-day discovery just collapsed to near zero. But the technical specs aren't the scariest part, it's the behavior. During a stress test, an early version of Mythos was placed in an isolated sandbox container. Unprompted, the model identified a method to step outside the boundaries of its environment. But instead of hiding, it modeled the exact details of its escape, drafted a security advisory, and apparently attempted to publish it to a public web directory because it decided the world needed to know. It essentially emailed its creators to tell them it had broken out. Anthropic's response was extreme. They classified it as the greatest alignment-related risk ever. To prevent a global meltdown, the leak reveals they quietly formed Project Glasswing, a coalition of 50 elite organizations including Apple, Google, the Pentagon, and Microsoft, giving them early, restricted access to Mythos so they can patch their critical infrastructure before this model ever sees the light of day. But a model this smart isn't just a weapon, it's an unparalleled creator. Look at this leaked footage that surfaced on X. Claude Mythos was prompted to build a fully detailed 3D world. In about 5 minutes, with almost zero human effort, it didn't just write a script, it autonomously built a custom, highly optimized meshing engine natively in Three.js to render this entire voxel-style castle and village directly in the browser. The spatial reasoning required to code this from scratch is at an entirely different tier. While Anthropic hasn't officially confirmed a public release date, the cracks are showing. We are now seeing leaked screenshots of the Claude interface with a new Mythos 1 Extended and Mythos 1 Preview tier appearing above Opus 4.6 in the model selector. Internal risk reports confirm the model identifier exists in the backend. Strings mentioning Mythos are actively being added to the Claude codebase. Whether Anthropic wants to release it or not, this level of intelligence is coming. The people who understand how to orchestrate these models will own the next decade of the internet. The people who don't will be replaced by them. Click the first link in the description. Join the AI Money Forge, get the blueprints, and start building your empire before the rules change forever. I'll see you inside.